Okay, so anytime you are going to add and subtract rational expressions, the first thing you're going to need to do is look at the denominators. Because just like in regular fractions, you can't add them unless your denominators are the same. So we're going to look at 4x squared plus 21x plus 5. So we're going to have to factor that. Now your job is to know how to factor. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to leave x minus 8 is going to be left alone, and we're going to factor the denominator. So I noticed that there's only two ways to get 5, right? I mean, there's only one way to get 5, 1 times 5. That's the only two factors of 5. So I need 21, so I'm going to do 4x plus 1, and I'm going to do x plus 5. How did I come up with that so quick? Because I know that 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 plus 1 is 21. That was nice because the were all positive. If it was negative, you would have had to play around with a little bit more. The other option would have been 2 and 2. So if you don't remember how to do that, remember you're going to multiply 4 times 5 and you get 20. You list the factors of 20 that add up to 1. Well, you have 1 and 20, 2 and 10. I'm sorry, 21. Sorry. 2 and 10, or 4 and 5, right? Which ones add up to 21? And then you have to rewrite it. And then put parentheses. What does the first one have in common?
1.
And what else do they have in common? So you're left for 4x plus 1. What does the second parenthesis have in common?
5.
And you're left with 4x plus 1. 4x plus 1 is my first parenthesis. X plus 5 is my second parenthesis. That was factoring by grouping. Okay, now over here, I'm looking at that. Can I factor 12x plus 3? Well, not like the denominator, but can I pull something out? Does it have something in common? 3, and what am I left with?
4.
Plus 1. Okay, so now it's our job to see two things that I might ask you. I might ask you, what is your LCD? What is your LCM tomorrow? And it just comes down to, it's basically 4x plus 1, x plus 5, and the 3. So our job is to say, what is this denominator missing that this denominator has? That's your job. This denominator needs something that this denominator has. What does this denominator have? A 3. So that means we're going to multiply the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator, by 3. What is this fraction missing, or what is this denominator missing that this denominator has? So we're going to have to put the x plus 5. So again, when you're trying to figure out what the common denominator is, you just need to look and say, okay, they have to be completely factored, and then you ask yourself, what are they missing? So now we're going to multiply the 3 times the x, which is, and then you're going to multiply the 3 times the negative 8, which is, and then on the denominator, you're just going to put that 3 in front. And then in this numerator, we're going to do 6 times x, which is 6x, and then 6 times 5, which is, now let's combine like terms. What is it?
9A.
Okay. And then negative 24 plus 30 is? Now, up until this example, we could not reduce anything. But, because like in example 5, x plus 7, that's what you were left with. There was nothing it had in common. So does 9x plus 6 have anything in common? Okay, so we're going to factor that out. Three times 3x is 9x. 3 times 2 is 6. It's now we're to the part of you've added your fractions and now you need to reduce them if you have to. So what do they have in common?
3.
So we're going to cross out that 3, and our final answer is going to be 3x plus 2 over 4x plus 1.
They have to be in the parentheses, or it doesn't matter.
No, the numerator doesn't. I think we just left it there because it was like that when we pulled out the 3. This is your final answer. So it was asked, do you have to leave it in parentheses? And the answer is probably not, but because there was already in parentheses, we left them in parentheses. So that is example 3. So again, you guys factor the denominators, and then you need to look at what's missing. Because remember, the LCD is everything combined. So if I wrote my LCD would be 3, 4x plus 1, and x plus 5. And then you have to, and you guys can't see that. That would be my LCD. It would have been everything. You don't have to double anything. That would have been my LCD. So my job is to say, oh, here I have everything of the LCD except the 3. That's how I got the 3. Over here, I have the 3 and the 4x plus 1. I don't have the x plus 5, and that's why I multiplied by the x plus 5. So your job is to find out what's missing. And then at the very end, make sure that if the numerator has anything in common, right? Or if it can be factored, you factored it. Yes, sir.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
It's like 9x plus 6.
So, yeah, if you can factor it, like if they have something in common or you can factor it, then you want to factor it. And sometimes you'll factor it and nothing is in common, but you still need to factor it.